In today's video, we're going to be talking about the top 5 survival games that are going to be coming out in late 2022 or in 2023. Yo guys, what's going on? Ace is here today, and we're going to be taking a look at 5 amazing games, hopefully amazing anyway, that are going to be coming out very soon for us, at least in the next year, so we hope, assuming no delays. But I got 5 titles for you guys to check out here today, and the first one we're going to be starting with is Vayne. Vayne is a post-apocalyptic survival multiplayer sandbox game. In the near future, the apocalypse has occurred. Hostile zombies roam the earth. Most people have died, and society has collapsed. You are a survivor. Gather supplies to survive, explore abandoned buildings, combat bandits, defend your home, and rebuild society with friends. Guys, I found this project just doing some research for this video here today, and I gotta be honest with you, it's given me, like, the primetime H1Z1 vibes, but the Just Survive vibes. And really, Just Survive kind of didn't flourish into what it should have. I think it had the potential, it just didn't make it there. And I think Vayne definitely has a chance to be what we've been looking for a very long time. Vayne is actually playable for free currently, but the game is nowhere close to finished. And it's free right now, so you can actually play a demo version. I believe they just came out with an update at the very end of July. I believe it's version 0.002, so they are brand new. But Vayne looks like it could have a lot of potential maybe a year, 2 years down the road. Hopefully I'm showing you guys some gameplay on screen, but Vayne is actually playable, and I decided to start with this game so you guys can actually get a small taste for a survival game that is going to be coming out in the future, but is actually still playable right now for play testing. Make sure you're submitting your feedback for Vayne to the developers, because that's why it's free right now. You can read more about it on its website, vayne.gg. There's no planned price, but it will be paid in the future when it is polished and finished. Number 2 on the list is going to be The Day Before, and this one is a little interesting because there's been a decent bit of backlash on The Day Before, but that's to be expected from Steam's most wishlisted game. I gotta be honest, some of the footage from The Day Before looks truly incredible, and it might just be the game we were looking for that Division didn't really live up to. Division 1 was honestly phenomenal, but it was kind of more focused on the looting and grinding. The Day Before might just be more of a survival aspect, and like I said, Division was fun. It gave us a lot of aspects that this game is going to give us, but hopefully The Day Before is truly about surviving, and maybe the other players that are going to be on the map might give the Dark Zone vibe from Division, but an Escape from Tarkov style vibe with a third-person shooter. The Day Before is made by a studio that doesn't have the greatest of reputations. You can do your own research on your own time, but assuming everything goes as planned and nothing is abandoned and everything is actually real and not just rendered little cuts of footage for the game looks beautiful, and I think it really does have true potential, and maybe, just maybe, they didn't intend on releasing a gem of a game, but after it got so much attention, maybe they can find some investors to make this dream a reality. The Day Before is planned to come out on March 1st, 2023. We'll see if we make it there. It was supposed to come out this year, I believe, in June, so we missed the mark by quite a bit, and hopefully the game is actually decent when it does release and not another Cyberpunk. This next one is going to be Occupy Mars, the game. Survive and colonize Mars in a highly technical open-world sandbox game. Build and upgrade your base, discover new regions, conduct mining operations, retrieve water, generate oxygen, grow crops, and fix broken parts. This game is going to be extremely similar to another game that is already on the market called The Planet Crafter, which will be in a future video talking about survival games you can play right now. However, this one is going to be in third person and looks like it might have a little bit better graphics than The Planet Crafter, but based on a beta test that happened recently, a stream for it anyway, I think the comparison to the actual gameplay and what was shown in the trailer is very, very noticeably different, and I think the game is going to have a long way to go. One thing that I did find very interesting is it seems to be very focused on third person, but it does seem like there are some first person capabilities. I have not looked into the game enough to know where it really stands on where it's going to be as a, primary way to play the game, if you would want to play it in first person or if it's better played in third person. However, the game does have potential, and it does seem like that it doesn't have to be one of those PvP survival games, just one where you just straight up survive and having a good time, and one of those games that might be really relaxing. The next title on the list is going to be Rooted, and this one has some major potential, but once again, I don't know if it's going to execute on its true potential. There's a lot of different aspects from a lot of different games that I see in Rooted. I see The Division. I see potentially The Day Before and what it might not turn out to be. Rooted could actually come in right after the release of The Day Before and maybe get a decent amount of that player base if that game flops. Rooted is a multiplayer survival game. Explore an ancient, rooted world full of dangers. Craft, hunt, build, and try to survive alone or with your friends in an evolving and fascinating environment. It's going to be on Unreal Engine 5. There's currently no release date, but I'm going to assume we would see it in 2023. Obviously, if they intended to release it in 2022, we would have at least that rough of a date. I don't know any paid information on this, but you can assume this is one of those games that's probably going to be in the $30 to $40 range. And honestly, I think it looks really good, man. I think this game has some true potential as well. You got to really respect some of these studios trying to really execute on the genre that a lot of people want. And, not everybody's going to execute perfectly, but some definitely have more potential than others. And I got to be honest, the gameplay I've seen from Rooted has looked truly phenomenal. And I'm really excited for this one personally. I mean, you have survival horror aspect, you have base building in this one, you have just straight up survival. Looks like you have different ways to craft, and it might really be that good mix of Division and Rust and some of these other great survival games that we've been looking for. Rooted, like I said, has no current planned release date, but hopefully we see it in 2023. The last and final game on the list here today is going to be Sons of the Forest. This one's going to be releasing in October 2022. You probably heard of this one before because of the original The Forest. It was a really fun survival game, and personally, I didn't love it because you constantly got bombarded with cannibals every single night, and you couldn't really focus on building your base that much. That's just me personally, but a lot of people love The Forest, and don't get me wrong, it was a very enjoyable experience for me as well, besides the constant bombardment. I'm assuming that Sons of the Forest is going to have plenty of AI upgrades within the 4 years since the Forest original. 4 years, that is a long time to be developing a game, and even if they took a year off just to focus on the Forest, I still assume there's plenty of time that went into this title, and it's going to be great at launch, and definitely is going to get polished up even more after launch. And that is one thing that is the beauty about waiting more than 1 year to release a title like some of these AAA studios. They have put a lot of thought into this one, and I think Sons of the Forest is going to be a major hit and a major success in the survival game industry. I saved it for last because it could potentially be the best, and you always got to save the best for last. Like I said, October 2022 is the set release date for Sons of the Forest. Probably the most anticipated one on the list. I tried to put a nice variety of content in here for you guys. So, there's a couple games you didn't hear of, a couple games you might have heard of, and get a little bit of an update on and my opinions on. So make sure to leave that like. I'm still a little new with creating this type of content, but I do want to pursue it a little bit more. And, it lets me find some cool games I didn't know about as well already. So make sure to leave that like, subscribe, sponsors, and equipment description below. It's going to be it for me. Thank you for stopping by. I'm out.